Hello everyone, it's Sue Ralph here with a crafty tip from me to you, and this is tip 19, and I just wanted to show you what happens sometimes with your the pads that you use for your big shot. Now after a while they do start to warp, and I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera very well, but can you see there's sort of a gap between them now? When I was looking on the internet to see if I could try and find a problem to solve this, because I have thrown away pads in the past, I found a couple. One of them was putting it in the oven to straighten out, but I wasn't happy with that one. And then I came across the Frugal Crafter, and she suggests that you actually wash them and keep them in some hot water while she had the tap running, and then you can actually bend them slightly back the other way, because the heat will affect the acrylic pads and just soften them. So I had a go with that and it did actually work. But one of the things that I find that when I'm using my pads as well is that after a while, after they've been used for such a long time, they get rough, and then you get the impressions actually on your cardstock. So I come up with another solution. I found that it's working for me, but it might be a good idea for you to have a go yourself. So I'm just going to take the worst one of my pads, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run some hot water, so it's going to be a bit noisy I'm afraid, and I'm just going to use some washing up liquid, an old toothbrush, okay, and some running water just to clean my pads up. So you get all the gunk. What happens is you get a build-up of paper and bits of glue. You know, so if you're cutting out things that you've stuck together, you get that glue. So just keep washing that off until you get them scrubbed off. Turn it over. Just keep on going like that. Okay, and once you've done that, make sure you have some hand hot water in the basin, and I just use mine. I just soak it in there for a second. I'm going to put some more hot water in from the kettle, but obviously be very, very careful with this, please, because obviously that could burn you. And I've got a pair of tongs here, so I'm just going to have a look at my pad and just feel it, and then when I know it's got quite hot, I'm going to take it out of the water. And then this part of the sink, everybody tends to have a sort of a shelf a little bit here. Take your pad, and where it bows, go against it and just press down. And because the pad is still warm from the hot water, you should be able to press it back so it becomes flatter. Okay, you might have to do it a couple of times. Just leave that back in there. Another tip that I learnt on the internet is to use hand sanitizer just to wipe your boards over with afterwards, and it sort of just gets rid of any other sort of grime that you might have on your board. Again, I'm just pressing down again, and to be honest, you can do this a few times, but don't use water that's boiling hot, because obviously you could warp the boards even more. So it's just got to be a little bit more than hand hot. Another thing to use are rubber gloves, but I don't possess any of those, that's why I'm not using any. And you just keep on bending down. Put a bit of weight against it so you're actually bending it. And you can see it, well, I don't know if you can tell, but it has actually straightened it up quite a lot, which is quite interesting. And then the tip was to use a little bit of hand sanitizer. Get yourself some kitchen paper. Just work it in, and it just sort of gets rid of any other bits of grime or paper that might be stuck in there, and it just gets that off. And as I said, you can do this a couple of times. Now, one of the things that I've actually tried is, because you still got those grooves, I've got myself just an emery board, and just very carefully just smooth over the top. And then just go back in a little more hand sanitizer work that in, and because it dries, you don't have to worry about cleaning it off, because obviously it's a product that's been made to sort of clean people's hands. Just rub it off, and you will feel that that's actually quite a bit smoother. So then when you go to put it through your big shot, you'll find that you shouldn't sort of leave marks in the paper as much. Well, I hope that tip helps you today. I'll see you again for another one tomorrow. Bye!